This episode is proudly supported by OpenTable.
Nearly 1/3 of diners are booking same day. So they're making those decisions on the spot. And 10% are making their bookings within just a few hours. And so it's why it's so important to have booking software like OpenTable, which allows your diners to discover you. And so when restaurants are on platforms like OpenTable, they're much more likely to be discovered. We help diners to connect to restaurants. Ultimately, having technology, using technology, helps you to reattach to those diners.
Experience the power of OpenTable. For an exclusive offer, visit restaurant.opentable.com.au/DITW.
Just so people know, Navi lost money this week. We had a few tables drop during the week, and then we lost 4 people on Saturday night, and that's enough just to make no money for the week.
Another week, another restaurant bashing story going viral around the world. Sigh, how tiresome. This time it was Melbourne fine dining restaurant Navi in the inner west, where, as I cannot believe this story went as far as the New York Post. I think it took Trump off the front page for a sec. Woman furious after restaurant charges her cancellation fee. We are chatting to chef and restaurateur Julian Hills, a friend of the podcast. Julian, welcome back to Dirty Linen.
Thank you. How are you?
Yeah, it's good to chat to you. Sorry it's under such circumstances. Can you please tell us about this story from your POV?
Well, we obviously small restaurant, always booked out. We've got this problem with this. We've got one table of 6, and we found people cancelling within 3 days of the actual booking that we were unable to fill it with another 6, even though, there'd been lots of people wanting the table. So we changed the cancellation policy last year to 5 days, just to sort of provoke people to cancel before we didn't have time to fill the table. And we, it's stated when you book that there's a 5-day cancellation fee of the full amount. And it's not something that we're trying to make money off. It's just to cover the missing quarter of the restaurant, basically. And we did this on the weekend, and it went viral.
Yeah, how did that all feel to you? Like, has this happened before and it's sort of people have just understood? Like, how did it all play out for you? How did you feel about it?
Yeah, look, it wasn't very nice, to be honest. I haven't experienced anything like this before. We were trolled pretty hardcore. Getting comments from people in the States, it's pretty weird. For all the wrong reasons and completely one-sided arguments. People saying they wouldn't give credit cards over to dine anywhere, and people don't understand. Like we book 3 months out in advance, and like this person, she's actually dined with us before. She's cancelled 4 bookings, I think. Plus this one within, so she knew she did know what the what the fine print was. She's been there before. We haven't charged her before, obviously, because she's cancelled outside the policy. But for me, I spend 4 or 5 hours on Monday talking to producers, working out everything. I then go spend 8 hours on the peninsula on Tuesday to collect all our produce. Do lots of stuff pre-Wednesday. I'm in the restaurant from 8:30 in the morning until midnight every day, cooking. And, if a table of 6 cancels and we can't fill it, that's my paycheck. A lot of people keep saying, if they charge that much, they must be so wealthy. And, it's just people's mindset of what we actually do in a little fine dining restaurant. It's hard. It's hard to argue from when you're getting attacked online,
Well, I mean, I think a lot of people reading this story, I saw it across 7 News, and it was on this New York Post story. I feel like a lot of the people that are coming to that story cold are probably not your customers. They're not your ideal diner. For people who don't know the setup at Navi, like, can you just explain how many seats you have, the setup of tables, and just, can you be really concrete about the financial impact that such a cancellation would have on you?
Yeah, so I mean, we've got one table of 6. It's a marble table, so it can't be broken down into twos or anything. And then we've got on top of that, there's 7 other tables which are twos, and then there's 2 fours, including that 7. So 1 6, 2 fours, and the rest are twos. And then we have a chef's bar that sits 8 people. So either 2 fours, 4 twos, So we do about 28 to 30 covers a night. We don't turn the tables. And, lots of people said, they probably turn it 3 times anyway. They must be loaded. And, it was nice to see one person comment that, if you look at their bookings, there's only 1 table available in the next 3 months, and that's at 8 p.m. for 6 people this Saturday. And no one's looking for a table of 6 this Saturday, so they're probably not going to be able to fill it. And we didn't fill it. We filled it with a 2. So we moved a 4 to the front table and put a 2 on the 4. So it's a huge loss. Like we charge quite low for what we serve compared to the style of restaurant. And the reason we're able to do that is we're full every week, and we cover the cost. There's no wastage. If I started to factor in that a 6 might not show, or even a 4 might not show, the prices would probably have to go up, in $40, $50 a head, just to make sure that I'm not going backwards. So I mean, this week, just so people know, Navi lost money this week, and that was, we had a few tables drop during the week, and then we lost 4 people on Saturday night, and that's enough just to make no money for the week. And people think, you charge $175. You booked out 3 months in advance. You're loaded. I'm not backed by anyone. It's just me. So it really hurts when it happens. We charged her. She cancelled just online, didn't call or anything on the Thursday night, and we charged her and sent an email and said we had done that. In the past, we do that, and we do always refund the money if we fill it, but we started charging the card straight away, because every time we talked to someone about it, they put a hold on their card as soon as we got off the phone. So there was no, we've had a few months ago where a table of 6, we explained it and they said, look, we'll try to fill it. We'll do our best. We said we'll do our best as well. We weren't able to fill it. We went to, they'd said, we understand you have to charge our card. And we went to charge the card and it was blocked.
Oh, that's just really rough.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
I mean, if I think, about trying to get 6 people together for dinner on a Saturday night, where it was, a bit of an investment, I just cannot imagine doing that within the week. Like, I even think 5 days is quite a lot. It's quite a short time to find 5 other people that'll join you at a restaurant. Like, it seems extremely reasonable.
Yeah, and you lose. I lose my manager for 3 to 4 hours trying to fill the table. So it's not just we click and SMS everyone on the wait list for the sort of 3 weeks surrounding there, and we call, and it's not just, we'll fill it, no problems. But I'm reasonable. I've never charged someone and filled the table. But in saying that, it's only been like 3 times where I haven't been able to fill the table. The front table is a different story. Like we've filled it with 4s and stuff, but we couldn't even get a 4 this week.
I mean, and it's emotional too. Like, what is it's, you're delivering a very personal experience. Your whole heart goes into it. I've been to the restaurant. It's not just like by the numbers. I mean, how hard is it to front up and be the restaurateur that you want to be when all this is happening in the background?
Yeah, it wasn't a great weekend. Very strange 24 hours. I don't think I slept Friday night. I stupidly didn't put my phone on silent Friday night, and I got suckered into the whole thing. Just getting 1-star review on Google, another 1-star review on Google. Just people that don't dine there, not interested in dining there, probably don't even know where we are, to tell you the truth. Just start putting up all these things everywhere to say that he'll go out of business, won't last 6 months. So, well, I will go out of business if Sixers cancel every week. I don't charge them.
Oh, it's such a time and energy suck, Julian.
Yeah, totally. But hopefully it's just a 24-hour cycle. But we'll see. What
is it, do you think, that people find so hard to stand about restaurants making money?
Yeah, I don't know. I think people. I just can't see why people can't do the maths, simple maths. I mean, we've got 11 people working, sometimes 12, for that restaurant, serving those people. If someone just stood there for a second and clicked in the minimum wage and then the food, because we don't serve anything that's, the cheapest food possible. It shouldn't take long to factor it in and to go, oh, okay, yeah, there's not much margin here, is there? Yeah.
On the upside, Julian, I led a food tour in Footscray for the Melbourne Food and Wine Festival last week, and there were quite a lot of Western Suburbs locals, and there was a lot of fond talk about Navi. People who love the restaurant, love making a booking and honouring it, and also spoke so fondly of the bar. Can you maybe people will want to just spend some money in your direction. Tell us about the bar and that more spontaneous offering that you have there.
Yeah, well, the lounge was opened. It's almost 18 months ago now, but it's. I kind of wanted it to be a locals place that they could have for Navi, because I know that I've got such good support around the community, and it even showed the last 24 hours, like all these people sticking up for me and getting told they were assholes and idiots, and so it was really nice to see that side of things with the community standing up for me and so many messages from customers. But yes, the lounge, Navi's always been fully booked, and a lot of people say, "Oh, I live around the corner and I've never been able to go." And but the Navi Lounge is sort of an idea that you can come in. I'm not going to book it out. We've sort of made it a point that we don't allow more than half of it to be booked. You can book, obviously, if you're going to make an investment to come across town and you want to know that you're going to have a seat, you can book. But it's open for the people in the surrounding streets to come in and have a cocktail and try. It's not exact same food, but it is from the same kitchen and it's the same quality.
Yeah, that's the point that this Yarraville local made, was that she just found that it was an extraordinary deal, like to be able to pop in and have food that was made with the same care and precision and thought as that very hard to access degustation experience. What's some of the snacks that we might get if we come to the lounge?
We've got obviously the macarons that are a bit of a staple at Navi, and then we do a ducklava, which is we do this elements of duck in the dining room, and it was one of the elements once, and people really loved it.
Yeah, I had that. It was so good.
Yeah, so we made a bigger form of that. So it's like a sticky honey, nutty nut duck sausage roll. That, and then a little kangaroo tartare tart. We have a quite a list of ice creams and desserts that have been really well taken in the dining room. So every week we have a scoop of ice cream with all the little elements that we do we have done at some point as a final dessert in Navi. So it's, we've had that over the summer. My little crumpets with lamb prosciutto, in-house made, the anchovy emulsion. Sorry, I'm trying to think off the top of my head.
No, it's okay.
Yeah,
it all sounds so good, and definitely worth either booking in for or crossing town for, or wandering down from my house if I lived in the neighbourhood. Yeah, it sounds so good. Julian, just lastly on the cancellation thing, why do you think people have a problem with restaurants having cancellation policies? But of course, if you've got a ticket to see Taylor Swift and you feel sick that she's not going to give you your money back, you cancel an Airbnb, you understand that there's a policy. What is it about restaurants?
I don't know. I think it's there is a range of restaurants that don't take bookings, and you don't need a booking to go to. So I guess if you don't want to go, then they don't know you're not going to go, or it doesn't really affect them because, I don't know. It's a different, it's hard. A musician friend of mine said yesterday that he books wedding bands, and he said, look, if I have 5 inquiries for one weekend, and I choose one inquiry and they cancel on me, the other 4 are gone. I don't get them back. So of course I charge them. I'm not going unpaid because someone decided even 3 weeks out that they weren't going to use, or they were going to cancel their wedding. It's just it's with everything across society is a cancellation fee. People are saying, what are they going to do with the food? It's not like they had to serve it. It's like, well, what do you mean? What do you mean?
What?
What are we going to do with the food?
I guess you just what do they think? That it's a lasagna you keep in the freezer or something?
Yeah, we'll save it for Wednesday next week. Yeah, no worries.
Julian, I'm so glad that you received a lot of support from the community that understands what you do and understands, the type of business that you run. I think people are so quick to get on their outrage horse, and I just find it really disappointing that restaurants cop flack for simply trying to be a business.
Yeah, well, thank you for inviting me on. Take your time. I've been wanting to yell at the phone all weekend. Yell at, but I was like, don't reply, don't stoop.
Yeah, well, I think you've explained it in a very calm and reasonable manner, and I'm sure that all the New York Post readers are going to listen to this and completely change their minds. But thanks for taking the time to have a chat, and all the best with a full restaurant for weeks to come.
Yeah, thanks, Dani.
This is Dirty Linen, and I'm Dani Valent. We air the issues that the hospitality industry finds hard to talk about, hearing from different people with unique perspectives. We want to hear from you as well. If you have something that needs to be said about a topic, get in touch so we can include your perspective. Contact us at dirtyLinen@deepintheweeds.com.au or hit us up on Insta at Dirty Linen Podcast. We can't wait to hear from you.
This is a Deep in the Weeds production.